Hi, it's Lenneke from Len's Crafty Life, and I just found my box again with these very small frames, like in here. They're very small kind of picture frames. These are, I think, just plastic. These are more sturdy, and I think these are supposed to go around napkins, like napkin rings. But I just got them in a charity shop a long time ago, just for that little frame, because they would go perfect on the cover of a journal, I think. Now, let me just put down this box. Again, same with these. There's a little mirror in there. These are actually, let me take them out. No, sorry. My lid of this box just fell. But these are actually like hangers for in your Christmas tree, which again I got years ago. And I have used the dangles, but I don't think I've used the frame yet. What I actually, sorry, I've been inking these already, but I thought I may as well show you, because this is like plastic or acrylic, or I don't know what you want to call this, but if I can take out the mirror, or actually I don't even need to take out the mirror, but you could put like a little image on here. But this is very shiny, so I probably want to make it less shiny. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, because I do like the color, but it does still look a bit of plasticky. Now I have some StazOn ink. Now, don't know if you know StazOn, but StazOn, if you see what I mean. This is solvent ink. This one is in Cherry Blossom, that I got a while back, and this is actually the first time I've used it. And it's so this literally stays on. Let me just read it out for you. Designed especially for use on plastic, metal, glass, ceramic, laminated paper, coated paper and leather. Not recommended for fabric. Keep it covered when not in use, because in here is this little plastic cover. So don't throw that out. Keep it on, because it prevents the ink pad from drying out. Now the trick is getting it off. Oh, there you go. Now be careful with your clothes or anything else that you don't want to get it on, because again, it stays on if you don't wipe it off quick enough. So this is one of those pretty white frames that I turned into pink. I actually just did that, so it's probably not completely dry yet. This, I have to remember which one belongs to which, so you just basically tap it on. So let me just, this one still needs to dry. You could probably go over it if you want it stronger, the color, with another coat. Oh, let me put it on here, because I don't want to stain this. Get the little inside out, because I don't want to stain this. Now I may pop this back excuse me, back later, or not, or maybe use this for another project. But it is like a little picture frame. Excuse me. So you just, you know, you can move like, if you move it like that, it goes in a very light color. So if you want it a bit darker, just dab it on. Make sure it gets into all the crevices or nooks, and I do pull to the side a bit. Now these sponges are basically just very cheap makeup sponges that I basically bought for this purpose, to use with ink. Now you're not really going to see much of the back, because I'm probably going to put a lot of laces around this. I may use one of these on the next journal that I'm making. And let's see if the color goes with the papers that I'm going to use. It will be a design team project for Crafty Lena. Okay, now I actually did this one as well. Let me just pick it up. Now this is actually a silver one. like this. This was the original, so very, very shiny. So you can probably see a bit of difference in color. It's not, it's still very shiny, which to be honest for me is a bit too shiny. So what I did with another one to get rid of the shine is this one. I'm not sure if I have another one exactly like it, but I went over it. Now let me keep this separate. Let me just cover this one up for now. This is the pink. Put this here on the cloth with the pink, so on the paper you can see a little bit of the pink here. So I remember that is the pink and this is the black. So I just went over it with black. You see, this is the back. Now it isn't totally dry yet, and I hope so. I use this side. Now if I turn it around, if I use the tip, I hope to be able to get a bit more into the nooks and crannies of these flowers. So let me see if I can manage to do that. Now I do have another StazOn ink pad, or I think even a few more. I'm not sure if it takes that, but you can basically go over it again, make it really, really jet black. And of course black is a more of a vintage color, but you can even make this more vintage. Now the trick is to doing it on the other side without getting it all over you and without getting it on the pink frame. But I have a, I'm not sure where I got it, but I have a copper one and a platinum one, I think. So I want to go over this with the copper to see if I can give it like a vintagey effect, which I think would be really nice. And then put like a vintage image behind it. Now, let me just see if I can... Oh, you see, it stays on. It doesn't... It stays on, you know? That's why it's called StazOn. So, not sure why I'm even trying to get it off. Fortunately, I do not have like a fancy due tomorrow. Now, these are like 2 images from my own kit. I've got my first, I recently got these beautiful, beautiful, you know, ladies vintage postcards, and I made a kit out of them. This one as well, gorgeous, absolutely stunning. So I made a kit out of this in a, you can, I'll pop the link to this kit below my video. I put them in there in 3 different sizes. So I think the smaller size maybe good like to go behind there. Let me see, I have to cut off a little bit. Actually, what you can do is take this plastic. You can probably, I'm not sure if you're able to see that, but this is the acrylic bit, and then you just put it over the image. Can you see that? Maybe you can by the, you see, because of the shine. Pop it over the lady's face. I think she goes in pretty well. And now I'm just gonna cut around it, and then she should fit in the frame. And then maybe with a tiny bit of glue, I can glue her behind that frame on the other side. Now again, since that heart frame is more like a metal, you have to use a special glue or a very strong glue, almost like a super glue, or you know, E6000 or another, just a very, very strong glue. Okay, now I got her right here. Now this one, let me see if I can pop that in there. Now I will not use the acrylic in front of this because that's too shiny for me. Oh dear, I have to flip this flippy out, but the pink is probably not totally dry yet, so don't want to touch the front. See if I can just pop it in. I may even unscrew these bits because you don't really need it. For now it will hold it in. Look, isn't that cute? Oh, that's so cute. Of course the frame doesn't really look vintage yet, so I may go over that again with some copper and, you know, some other colors to make it more vintagey looking. The only thing is I do not know where I have my copper. I need to look for that. I thought it was all together. I thought it was more organized. I do my vintage photo here, but that won't stay on the vintage photo like, you know, this one. That won't hold on things like metal. So anyway, maybe I'll do a part 2 or add it onto this video to show you the next bit. I do the snowflake, which is nice, bit of white, and that's just another jet black. No, I'll have to come back to you for that.